Welcome to this series of tutorials for Visual Basic Programming. We're going to be focused on an application called Dice Roll Tracker. We'll be starting with variables and working our way through decisions and all the way up to using case statements, looking at iteration, focusing on the for-do loop, and then looking how we can apply arrays to our project. So this is just one of the tutorials in this series. Have a look in the comments below and you'll be able to find the start of the tutorial if you require it. Otherwise, give it a like and subscribe, and I hope you find the following information very useful. In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at setting up our Visual Basic work environment. First of all, we need to open up Visual Basic. So we're going to head down to the Windows key, scroll down. I'm using Visual Studio and see Visual Studio 2015. You might have a newer version. Any version will do, and the level of coding that we're doing today, all the coding will work across from anywhere from Visual Studio 10 upwards. When you open up Visual Studio, we can actually pin this to the taskbar at the bottom. If you right mouse click, you can actually then pin or unpin it. When you first open it, it won't be pinned to your taskbar. If you then pin it to your taskbar, next time you open Visual Studio, the icon will be waiting for you. So let's start a new project. So I'm going to click on New, and we need to make sure that we select Visual Basic. The first install will be on Visual C, so you must make sure you select Visual Basic and also Windows Form Application. Down the bottom here we can actually give it a name. The name that we're going to use is Dice Tracker, and then you can actually select where you would like to save the project. I'm going to click on Browse and save it on my desktop. And click Select Folder. Now that the Visual Basic is selected and it's an application, we've given it a name, we're then going to click on OK. Once your project is open, head up to Window and select Reset Windows Layout, and then click Yes. This way we'll all start with the same layout. I like to do a couple of different things, so I like to open up my toolbox and pin that so it stays open. And make sure you just got common controls selected rather than everything. So these are the most common ones we need to build a GUI with. Also on the right hand side, you can actually see we've got the Solution Explorer. You can see Form 1 there. I'm just going to slide this up because we mainly use the Properties panel here. And while we can collapse that and have it floating, etc., I'm just going to set it up like this at the moment. You can also grab their handles and change the size of the stage. This is our work area. This is what the user will see when we compile the program. To compile a program, you need to click on Start. At the moment, we only have a blank form, and when this opens, that's all you'll see. If I actually click back on the main stage here, it'll actually send this form to the back of my program, and I'll have to minimize this to get back to it. In most cases, you need to stop the program. You can see the memory allocation working here. You can either click Stop here, or you can hit the stop button up here. Each of these will close the program. Even if you do click and it disappears on you, like this one is still the GUI and that won't work. So just hit the stop button up here and that will stop the program. To save your work, there are two different saves up here. One is just save your current one, and the other one is save all. Make sure you click on save all. Before you leave your programming session, besides clicking on save all, just come in here and click on Close Solution. Close Solution will make sure that everything is packaged away before you can then click on File, Exit, and then you can go on with other tasks. So that's how we're going to be creating our projects. To open it again, we can click on the Visual Studio icon. When it opens in the recent, we can click on Dice Tracker, click on OK. And this is where sometimes you need the Solution Explorer. To open the form, you can go in and find Form 1 VB, because it's the name of the form, and you can double click that if this is not shown. So if that disappears, you can double click the form here in Solution Explorer and you can get your form back. Then when objects are placed on the stage, you'll be able to then click that to get to the coding properties. And that'll be covered in the next tutorial. So I hope you found this useful. Give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a look around for other useful VB tutorials.